Hi, this is a tutorial video for creating graphs for your lake data with inverted y-axis. The first thing you want to do when you're creating a graph is go to Insert, Charts, and choose Scatter Plot. Now within this scatter plot, you right-click, select Data. I'm not going to worry about the chart data range right now. I'm going to add my first series, which is temperature. And my temperature here is in Celsius. X values, just like it says on your homework sheet and on page 64, are going to be your temperature, and your Y values are going to be your depth. Okay, now just because this value down here has it would have a data point way over here, I'm just going to ignore it for this particular exercise. Okay, now in order to get the inverted axes, you want to right-click, select your y-axis, right-click, Format Axis. You want to have the values in reverse order. That's the first thing to make it visible as a function of depth as you're going deeper. Another thing you probably will want to do is to put your x-axis on the bottom. The way you can do that is to change your horizontal axis crossing to maximum axis value. Another thing I want to do with this graph right now is make it so that these values aren't so only on one part of the graph. I want to get them more spread out. So I'm going to do Format Chart Area. Or no, I'm going to do Format Axis again for the x-axis. And I'm going to set the minimum value to something like as low as 3.2, let's say. Now these values are more spread out, and you can see better the change in the temperature as the change in the depth. If you want to, you can delete the grid lines by clicking on them and hitting erase. If you ever erase something that you didn't mean to, don't worry, Control-Z, it comes right back. So for this, I don't really find these that helpful, but perhaps these grid lines horizontal are helpful. All right, the second thing we're going to do is the third graph here that says you want to plot your dissolved oxygen in milligrams per liter and your pH both on the x-axis versus depth on the y. So again, I'm going to insert a scatter plot, and I'm going to select data. Add my first series will be DO milligrams per liter. Those x values will be these, and the y values will again be depth. And now I'm going to add one more. I'm going to add pH. X values for pH, and the y values will remain the same. Make sure you delete that first equals one thing or it'll screw it up. Okay, so now I have DO and pH as a function of depth, but I want to switch this axis so it looks like that. So again, values in reverse order, maximum axis value for crossing. Now you might want to know what these different colors represent. You click on the chart, so you have the whole chart selected across the outside. And then you can go to these chart tools, Design, Add Chart Element. And then you want to add a legend. So here now I can tell which is DO and which is pH. Again, I'm going to delete these because I'm not a big fan of grid lines in general. Okay, so this is a basic tutorial of how to create the inverted axis graphs